Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Pan Asia Soy Food Summit 2020. My name is Scott Metzger. I'm a national director for the American Soybean Association. I am from South Central Ohio, and I'm a sixth generation soybean farmer. We grow corn, soybeans, wheat, and malt and barley on approximately 3,125 acres. We currently have a 50-50 split between corn and soybeans, and this will be the first year that we are 100% non-GMO soybeans. I farm with my uncle Cook and my two cousins, Randy and Blake. I have three kids. Dalton is the oldest. He's a senior this year and will be graduating in a couple weeks. And Langston will be in seventh grade next year, and Britton will be in third grade. This is the first year that we're growing non-GMO soybeans only. We grow the soybeans for Bluegrass Farms of Ohio. When we first started out, when we were a 50-50 split between GMO and non-GMO, we weren't sure if the non-GMO beans would keep up with the new technology that's out with the GMO stuff. We weren't seeing any yield differences in them, and this year we decided to go 100% on the non-GMO beans. There's really no significant cost difference between the two. They offset each other. The non-GMO beans are somewhat cheaper seed price, and the GMO beans tend to be a little bit more. And on the flip side, the non-GMO beans tend to have a little bit higher chemical costs than the GMO beans. The biggest reason for us doing it is the premium associated with it. We can get anywhere from $1.75 to $2.25 per bushel above what the current market is on it. And in the economic times we're having, every little bit helps in that. As far as the yield differences, the non-GMO beans seem to yield just as well as the GMO beans do. Ohio typically produces the highest percentage of food grade soybeans in the U.S. and is well known among international customers as producing high quality food grade varieties. Last year was quite a challenging year for us. Normally we will plant corn and soybeans starting in the middle of April. And last year, with all the wet weather we had, we didn't get anything planted until the last week of May is when we started planting. Actually, there were several parts of the state up in Northwest Ohio that didn't get anything planted. So we were fortunate enough to get stuff planted when we did. We had June, and the first half of July was extremely wet. And then after that, the rains kind of stopped, and that was a point in time when we needed. When we were needing moisture for the soybeans and the corn both. So when that occurred, then we started to take a hit pretty good on our yield and ended up with some pretty below average crops for the year. This year on our farm, we plan on planting 1,300 acres of soybeans and about 1,400 acres of corn. We'll have 100 acres of malt and barley that goes to beer. And then we'll have about 325 acres of wheat. At this time, we had another wet and cold spring in April. And as of May 15th, we're about 25% done on beans and about 20% done on corn. But the following week looks to be pretty nice and dry, so we'll be able to get a good bit of stuff knocked out here in the next week. Probably our biggest concern right now is we've had here about a week ago, we had some nights when it was down in the 20s, and we're concerned for our wheat and barley because it's heading out and may have some issues with it. And as far as our beans and corn, they haven't been in the ground really long enough to have the cold weather affect them much. But other areas of the state that had stuff planted earlier, they do have a pretty big concern with soybeans and having some frost damage or freeze damage on them. So we'll have to wait about another week to 10 days. Those guys will in those areas before they'll be able to determine if they have any issue or not. We've made a long-term commitment to exceed the needs of our global customers. Therefore, I want to assure you that you can rely on the U.S. soy industry to be your partner, and we would like to thank you for your business. I would also like to thank the U.S. Soy Experiences, the American Soybean Association International Marketing, United Soybean Board, United States Department of Agriculture, and the North Dakota Soybean Council for being participants during this. Thank you.